Greetings, visitors to the paper prison. Hey, it's your old buddy, the comics prisoner, coming at you. And I gotta tell you, I'm gonna be filing a formal grievance against the man here because I know that I have been sentenced here for crimes against comic art. But I have been put in the scariest page in the joint, yo. That's right, from 1975, issue number 34, page 22 of Tomb of Dracula. Done by writer Marv Wolfman and illustrated beautifully by the stellar team of gentleman Gene Colan and Tom Palmer. Now, let me tell you something. I'm gonna be honest with you right off the hop. I really think it's really difficult to do a horror comic book, and I'm gonna tell you why. In a horror movie, you have movement and jump scares and lighting. Well, not so much lighting, but also sounds, screams, and music to help set a mood and break a mood and set you up for a horrific image. Or if you're reading a horror novel, you really don't see anything until you read that sentence. So you can be surprised by something coming around the corner. However, in a comic book, no matter how well it's crafted, no matter how well you're looking at that panel, your peripheral vision can see the other panels kind of coming down the line, so any surprise or setup is totally being blown. It's a really difficult venue to try to do horror. They throw every obstacle they have at you, and I just feel sorry for people trying to do it. So that said, Tomb of Dracula was an incredible exception to this rule. It was a series, a book, that was not only horrific, but actually scary. And if this series was successful, I really have to lay this at the feet of writer Marv Wolfman. He had to take this venue and feed a script to his artists in such a way that it could work, that you could set up the terror. You could say Alan Moore did this wonderfully in Swamp Thing a few years down the road, and I would agree with you. But at this time, this was the only horror series that I truly thought was 100% successful as horror, that could give the reader some chills. All right, that said, they couldn't pick a better team to illustrate this baby than Gene Colan and Tom Palmer, two artists at really just the top of their powers, and still where it's going to be for quite some time. Let's look at these people. We have Gene Colan, who doesn't need me singing his praises. Everyone knows who he is. The thing about Gene is that you get the best of both worlds. You got the super exaggerated drawing and action of a Jack Kirby married up to the photorealistic rendering of a Neil Adams. What I'd heard is that Gene was also a photographer, so he saw the world through that mono lens, which works wonderfully in the venue of the standard comic book. Now, so we've got some great pencils to work from. And who do we have to ink it? Well, Tom Palmer, whose skills constantly surprise me. Everyone knows him as an inker. I'm sure he was a great penciler, but when I saw him paint the wraparound cover for the Beatles anthology, I was really just floored. So let's just look at this page I'm currently trapped in. Even though there's nothing horrific going on, there's no blood, there's no attack, there is a scene of foreboding being set up here by the artists. There's tension between the two characters. Nothing good is going to come out of this. The spotting of blacks just sets the mood straight out that this is a unease being transferred to the reader. And frankly, that's the best analysis I can give right now, and I'm going to tell you why. I've studied a lot of inkers, studied their influences, studied their work, I feel there's a lot of them that I can do a pretty good imitation of them, to draw like them, to understand what they're doing with the line. I can't do that with Palmer. I look at this and it is next level work. He's just working on a level that I can't grasp. I know it's good. I like it. I like buying it. I bought a lot of it. I will sing its praises. But for me to critique it, I can't do it. I know this sounds like a cop-out, but now we're at the point where I'm just going to put it up there and let you all enjoy it for yourselves. But I would just say, the only thing I would even comment on was just how nice the collar on the top panel of the woman's turtleneck or sweater is. I would possibly comment on that. But the rest, he's just working on another level. In many ways, as Gene is. So, again, I leave this beauty with you to enjoy. And where would you like to see more of the Palmer Colan team? Well, I direct you to Tomb of Dracula. I direct you to Howard the Duck, possibly Avengers. I can't remember if they work together there. And where should you go? Well, there's collections of Timid Dracula out there at your local comic shop and bookstores. I do always recommend the Essentials collections because I love seeing this stuff in beautiful black and white. And if you want to check out the Marvel app, for a low, low price, you can get access to their entire library and just read to your heart's content. So, until next time, let me say, 4 walls do not a prison make, but paper makes a pretty cool prison.